A man who died Friday in a crash on Highway 101 in Mountain View has been identified now as a San Mateo resident. Hui Hong was 38 years old. The CHP says Hong lost control and struck the middle barrier, causing his Tesla to split apart and catch fire.
Well, it took fire crews hours to clear that scene Friday because of challenges dealing with the Tesla batteries.
Yeah, that's right. The age of electric cars will take some adjustment for the police and firefighters who have to respond to these crashes.
ABC 7 News reporter Jonathan Bloom has more.
Piece by piece, workers put motors and electronics onto a tow truck, but left the burned out shell of the Tesla right where it landed, in a pile of its own damaged battery cells.
Because the battery was exposed, we were unsure whether it was safe for us to move the vehicle.
Mountain View Fire typically puts out a car fire in minutes, but they were out here for 6 hours as some of the more than 7,000 cells that make up the battery went into a state called thermal runaway.
And what it does is the battery itself overheats. The plastic components that separate the modules of the battery begin to ignite, and eventually you end up with a battery that is on fire.
The fire department considered dousing the battery with the recommended 3,000 gallons of water or letting it burn itself out.
The environmental hazard that creates, as well as the traffic hazard, was not an option that we wanted to explore.
So they called Tesla, whose engineers came out to test and dismantle as much of the battery as they could while firefighters looked on.
For Mountain View Fire Department, this is the first time that we had to consult with Tesla to have them respond to the scene.
It turns out Tesla's no stranger to the Mountain View Fire Department. They've been out here before to give trainings on how to handle these batteries when they're damaged in an accident.
Well, that's one of the advantages being in Silicon Valley, that some of the best minds and engineers are literally just around the corner.
But Silicon Valley is full of early adopters, and electric cars are becoming more common.
We know there's going to be more and more coming in the future. For the fire service, what it means is that we're going to have to be on the scene longer.
In this case, a fire engine had to escort the Tesla to the tow yard and wait there.
Even after 24 hours of extinguishment, these ion batteries could reignite if they've been damaged and, again, cause a fire.
In Mountain View, Jonathan Bloom, ABC 7 News.